Hi, I'm David Fleming from the Disciples Ignited YouTube channel, where we are focused on Jesus, advancing his kingdom and preparing his disciples. Now we're studying the book of Romans, and this week we're in Romans chapter 5, and we're talking about God's use of time. In fact, God's appointed time, as we read in Romans chapter 5, verse 6. Let me read that verse to you again. Romans chapter 5, verse 6. You see, at just the right time, in other words, God's appointed time. Now, how does God bring about these divinely appointed times in our day and time, in our lives? Well, the Lord uses people to usher in his divinely appointed times. What kind of people? Well, people like Anna that we read about in the Bible, who worshiped and prayed. Let me read to you a little bit about Anna in Luke chapter 2, verses 36 through 38. There was also a prophet, Anna, the daughter of Penuel of the tribe of Asher. She was very old. She had lived with her husband 7 years after her marriage, and then was a widow until she was 84. She never left the temple, but worshiped night and day, fasting and praying. Coming up to them at that very moment, she gave thanks to God and spoke about the child to all who were looking forward to the redemption of Jerusalem. Now, as you read that in context, you find that the Lord used Anna to literally minister to baby Jesus and minister to Mary and Joseph when they brought baby Jesus to the temple to have him dedicated to the Lord. Now, Anna was really operating at a divinely appointed time, a kairos time, when God was doing something special. But what I want to emphasize today was that Anna, although God used Anna, remember, she was a woman who dedicated herself to worship and prayer. So we see that worship and prayer have a vital part to play in helping to usher in God's divine appointed times. Now, the Lord also uses people like Simeon, who came right after Anna, and we read that Simeon actually came right before Anna, but we read about it in Luke chapter 2, verses 25 through 28. And what we want to see here is that Simeon lived by the Spirit. Listen to this. Luke chapter 2, verses 25 through 28. Now there was a man in Jerusalem named Simeon who was righteous and devout. He was waiting for the consolation of Israel, and the Holy Spirit was on him. It had been revealed to him by the Holy Spirit that he would not die before he had seen the Lord's Messiah. Moved by the Spirit, he went into the temple courts. When the parents brought in the child Jesus to do for him what the custom of the law required, Simeon took him in his arms and praised God. Now in Anna, we see that she worshiped and prayed, and Simeon was one who lived by the Spirit. So we see not only does worship and prayer have a vital part to play in bringing forth God's appointed time, but so does living by the Spirit. Let the Spirit of God lead you and guide you, and he is going to take you into kairos moments where God is ushering divinely appointed times. We also see that the Lord uses people like the Apostle Paul, who took every opportunity to proclaim Jesus. Listen to Ephesians chapter 5, verses 15 and 16. Be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, making the most of every opportunity. Kairos, because the days are evil. Oh, do you want to usher in God's appointed times? Then worship and pray, live by the Spirit, and take every opportunity to proclaim Jesus. If you do, you are living on the cutting edge of God's appointed times. I'll see you tomorrow.